Hey, everybody. Robert Landau, National Motivational Speaker and Certified Life Coach. And here are some reasons that I really want you to listen to and to consider as to why you are good enough. So much in life, in terms of how you move forward, in terms of what happens to you, is based on how you react to that stuff. In other words, what you think and hear makes a huge difference in what you experience out here. Your thoughts matter. Your thoughts are very important. And there's a reason why you have been given the ability, the capacity to use your thoughts, to think. Thoughts become things. In other words, what you think has a really good chance of happening. So that means to say, when you talk to yourself, within yourself, which you might not realize you do, but you do it all the time, it's called mind chatter, inner mind chatter. How you talk to yourself within yourself makes a huge difference in what happens on the outside of yourself. And if you keep thinking that you are not good enough, careful, because that might just happen. That might be real. But who's thinking that? You. So, could it possibly be that more often than not, the thoughts that you think about yourself in here are not really positive, self-supporting thoughts? If you don't think you are good enough, well, then you're not. But if you start to believe that you are good enough, and that's a simple shift, always remember it takes the same amount of energy to think positive thoughts about yourself as it does to choose to think negative thoughts about yourself. How about feeling what it feels like to talk positively about yourself within yourself? So, what that means is start to think that you are here for a reason, that you are good enough, that any task that appears before you, you can accomplish. You know what? You are good enough. And if someone or some people happen to think that you're not good enough, well, you know what? That's them. It's not you. If you can't support yourself, if you can't be your own best friend in life, if you can't be your biggest cheerleader, it won't be that easy for others to be that and be there for you. Please support yourself. Please feel what it feels like to be your own best friend, to like yourself. Oh my God, to even love yourself. And watch what happens on the outside of you if you start thinking and believing that on the inside of you. You are an incredible person. And if nobody else but you starts to believe that, that's all that's necessary. Yeah, approval from outside sources is wonderful. But if you don't approve of yourself, what's the point? I never used to believe that I was good enough. I had a terrible self-image. I was not my own best friend. I did not support myself in the emotional and psychological and motivational ways that I needed to. I didn't believe anything anybody said that was even positive about me because I didn't believe in myself, because I didn't think I was good enough. But then I thought, you know what? Why am I doing this to myself? We're only here for 2 minutes. It's up to us to make it the best 2 minutes possible. Do you have the ability to do that? Heck yes. It's a choice. Make it. And don't worry if you're doing it right or if you're doing it wrong. Just do it. You know how to be a dear, dear, supportive friend to somebody. How about doing that for yourself? So, here are some ways to do that. Here are some ways to believe that you are good enough. Number one, be aware of the thoughts you think about yourself. If you hear yourself talking negatively about yourself in here, then be aware of it. That's very important. And the second thing is to change the thought. So that would look like this. Hey, I just realized that I kind of put myself down in a big way. So I'm going to cancel that thought and I'm going to replace it with a positive thought about myself. It's that simple. Start believing that you are good enough. And I'm telling you, your whole outlook on life will change. But it's got to start with you. It's not going to magically happen or magically fall in your lap. You are the captain of your ship. The moment you let go of that wheel and give it to somebody else to take over and steer your ship, well, then you've lost control of your ship. If you knew how incredible you really are, we wouldn't be having this one-way conversation. So please start to believe that you are incredible. Start to believe that you are here for a reason. Start to believe that, you know what? I am good enough. How about saying that as an affirmation 15 times every morning before you get out of bed? I am good enough. I am good enough. I feel that. I am good enough, and I feel that. There's something, depending on what your beliefs might be, that listens to everything you say. And that one of the reasons why it's here is to make your dreams come true, to change your thoughts into reality. So be careful what you say. Be careful what you think. Because in one way or another, sooner than later, it'll happen. Walk down the journey of your life with you. Oh, yeah, other people are going to be there. But if you're not there for yourself, and if you don't think you are good enough, the journey won't be as easy. Hey, life is hard enough. Make the journey easier by holding your hand. Thinking that you're not good enough has nothing to do with anybody on the outside of you but you. It's a question of walking through the storm without getting wet. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but you know what? It's something that we can do, and it's something that we are here to do. How do you walk through the storm without getting wet? Believing. Believing. If you believe you are good enough, nothing can knock you off that pedestal. So, these are rather easy things to do, but they can be harder if you have made a life out of not supporting yourself, if you've made a life out of talking down to yourself, if you've made a life of not being your own best friend. But all that can change pretty quickly. And that change starts with you. True change starts from within. And then, eventually, you will start to see it without. So, are you good enough? It's a question I'm asking you right now. Are you good enough? I know the answer to that question, and you know what I think that is. Yeah, you are good enough. But that belief, that positive energy has to come from you. Really cool that I know it, but if you don't know it, if you aren't willing to consider the possibility that you're good enough, well, then you won't be. Why? Because that's what you believe. What you believe, you receive. So, just before I close, I want to ask you a favor. And it may sound a little hokey or ridiculous, but there's a reason. Could you repeat these words after me out loud? And they are, I am good enough. Say that. Cool. Now, say it again after me. I am good enough. Say it. You are. Believe it, and you will receive it. This has been Robert Landau, a national motivational speaker and certified life coach. Thank you so much for being with me on this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you resonated with it, please give the video a like. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date with all the motivation I will continue to share with you. Thank you.